Vital, improving the healthcare experience from the first impression to the last for patients and staff.
Yes, I'm Mark Slyter. I'm a hospital administrator and a CEO. For the past 27 years, I've been running hospital and health systems in some of the most competitive markets across the country, from Greenville, South Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, Jackson, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and most recently in Arizona, Tempe, Arizona. Uh, for the past 15 years, I've been CEO of health systems, and these health systems have been very comprehensive, from 600 plus bed hospitals all the way down to critical access hospitals and everything in between, ambulatory clinics, etc. So that's what I've done for the past 27 plus years. The main patient experience problems we were trying to solve were, one, low performance in one of our hospitals, and then two, inconsistent performance. In one of our bigger hospitals, we couldn't get the patient experience, even using some of the best practices out there, above the 36th percentile. And the other hospital, although we would hit some good performance periodically, it would go up and down, up and down. It wasn't very reliable. So 75th percentile down to the 50th percentile and just bouncing back and forth. And so we engaged Vital to help us solve that patient experience problem. We chose Vital because they brought their team to the table at the highest level. And their development and willing to develop the development partners with us was an absolute check from our standpoint, because we knew some of the things that we needed and wanted, but some of those things were on the market and some of those things weren't, and we'd have to build those and tailor those to our environment. And Vital was willing to do that. They started in the emergency department with us, and we fine-tuned that product with the operational leaders. And then we said, hey, listen, this is working so good, we want to go into the inpatient setting, and they developed that component with us. And then a discharge follow-up, they really worked with us on that. Now working with us on urgent cares and just other types of environments. So they're really a partner that is engaged at the highest level to tailor the product and the results and the technology to your needs. We implemented Vital at two of our hospitals in Digby Health East Valley of Arizona, which is a part of Common Spirits, which 142 hospitals in Common Spirit, so a national company. And so these two were really the pilots, and they're one of the largest hospitals, a 430 plus bed hospital, level one trauma center, and one of the medium-sized hospital, a 350 bed hospital. And the results were fantastic. We took the larger hospital, which was performing at the 36th percentile, and we got it up to the 88th percentile, and consistently have held it at the 88th percentile or higher. For the medium-sized hospital, the Mercy Gilbert Hospital, we got that one up into the top decile, and consistently are in the high 80th percentile or into the 90th, 92nd percentile. And so fantastic from a patient experience, and reliably held those results. The other thing that we have done is that, working with Vital, the results, they were able to mine information and feedback from our grateful patients. And in doing so, our Google ratings went up significantly. And in the ED, we're the highest rated ED in the area, and one of the highest rated EDs in the country, with 4.4 stars consistently at both hospitals. In addition to that, the employee engagement was phenomenal. We have two of the highest out of those 142 hospitals. We have two of the highest employee engagement results in the company. And one of the reasons for that is that feedback that we keep on giving to our employees, things like Vital. And Vital was a key component in that. It made them, gave them a technology that they could do more with less. And so all of that makes their life better and makes them more efficient. So those are some absolutely fantastic results we got with Vital. So we also worked with Vital on looking at the return on investment. And when we look at the return on investment for some of these, it's does the patient come back to us and stay within our system? And so at discharge, we work with Vital to put some mechanisms in place to help with that discharge process and then helping the patients find a orthopedic surgeon or follow-up specialty, all those things that can be so difficult for patients. And Vital partnered with us on that, and we got 18 times the return on investment. So what we put into Vital, we got 18 times back because we got those patients into our clinics and all into the follow-up and follow-up surgeries, follow-up procedures, and follow-up visits. Another result that we have had with Vital is reducing our left without being seen. We are already pretty low, less than 2%, but we took it down to a phenomenal level. Once we got Vital and we were able to regularly communicate and follow up on patients' needs from the waiting area all the way through their visit, we were able to drop that down to almost 1% left without being seen, which is almost unheard of in the industry. So we're very proud of that as well. The staff at Dignity and Spirit, when it's been implemented, they love it. We engage them in a regular feedback with the leadership team in the emergency department and the inpatient nursing and other departments, and made sure we got regular feedback to, you know, do the BS test. Does the technology really do what we said it is doing? Is it making life more efficient? Is it providing positive things for the patients? And the resounding response back from our leaders was absolutely. And they also recognized the fact that with their engagement, they could tailor it to give them more and more. And so they absolutely love the product. It is hard to implement if you do this right, because this isn't something that you can just take a technology and plug it in and it solves all your problems. With this, Vital can give you everything you need, but you also have to be operationally engaged and get those folks at the front line and in your leadership to work with the team at Vital to make sure you get the most out of the product. The product itself, as far as turning it on and making it work, that's easy. What's hard is to make sure operationally you're very engaged in the product and making sure that you're always working with that product to get the very best out of the technology. So, in some cases it's easy. In some cases, as far as to do it really well and get the results that I'm talking about, operational leaders need to be very engaged, and so that's a little bit harder. What we hope out of Idle in the future is just more, to expand more across the continuum. So we're working with Vital on the urgent cares, and would like to see them get into the clinics and some of our other settings. We'd like to see them get into maybe some of our partners and rehab hospitals, maybe behavioral health hospitals, and some other types of things, so that this interface and this engagement level that we can have with this technology just goes much broader than what we're able to do in the acute care and inpatient setting.
Vital. The experience matters as much as the medicine.